Kartikeya, I mean, I think it ties back to what Modi has done, which is the Ram Mandir. Sapne nahi Haqeeqat bunte hain, Tabhi Toh Sab Modi ko chunte hain. You know, actually delivering on the promises, and also the Modi guarantee, which actually puts a lid on what Congress has been going on and on.
See, if we look at the release, the keywords are that Prime Minister Modi turns dreams into reality, guaranteeing delivery on promise and dreams spanning previous generation, present generation or the future generation of Amrit Pidi. Dreams spanning years, decades, or even dreams going back to 500 years have been delivered by Prime Minister Modi. 500 years. Now this directly relates to what Prime Minister said in Ayodhya. That's one. Secondly, if you look at the last part, the campaign will have several components to it apart from the song released today, which captures the very emotive tone of the work of the Prime Minister Modi. A host of other collaterals are planned using the same campaign theme. A separate foot tapping Masi song is also being planned for a release few days later. So basically, Bharatiya Janata Party is in campaign mode. I think they have decided that they have acquired enough material for it to be marshalled for elections. Ayodhya is done. 370 is done. Labharti politics and stake on it is done. They have repeated their governments in couple of places. That's also done. Yes, couple of casualties in south like Karnataka and Telangana. That's for them to see. But overall, they have positioned Prime Minister in a way that he is the leader of the country, not the leader of Bharatiya Janata Party. That is why he's placed like a leader who has international stature. On the other hand, if you compare it with the way India or I.N. the opposition alliance is concerned, it's fractured. Mamta is not going to be part of the yatra of Rahul Gandhi. Aam Aadmi Party is not on the speaking terms right now when it comes to seat arrangements in Punjab. So in that context, if you recall, Sudha, it's like Congress launching Mera Bharat Mahan campaign, and I still recall that, and I was in school, that Rajiv Gandhi was standing tall like this, and you had number of leaders on top of each other trying to equal him. But that's another story, that Rajiv Gandhi lost election.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then
yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you, and you bring up a very relevant point, Kartikeya Sharma. You brought in Rajiv Gandhi, you know, even before that or around that time, you remember the My Heart Bleeds for India campaign. It was very emotive. It actually rattled a lot of people because of the very, very strife-ridden history of the Gandhi-Nehru family. I want you to weigh in on the marketing of the entire thing. What a lovely timing. You know, everything is about timing. This Ayodhya happens, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakhs, 5 lakh devotees thronging, done with such precision. Don't you think the timing of it and the context where he is amongst young people, many first-time voters, is making the point of how Tabhi Toh Sab Modi ko chunte hain?
Not only timing, I think Prime Minister or the government or the media strategists of BJP have taken opposition by surprise. You see, the surprise is the word. Sudha, when Karpuri Thakur's name was announced, entire opposition was taken by surprise. Then today with this launch, again the opposition is taken by surprise. What is happening is BJP is making opposition react. Instead of government reacting to the opposition strategy, it is opposition which is in complete control of the narrative of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And it is for this reason they have not been able to break the narrative of the government. I mean, it's not you know, bad luck for the opposition. It's basically lack of hard work. Now, if you, and you know, let's go by the line, you know. I'll not be presumptuous. Let's read the line because this has been released. Modi government's initiative had turned crores of dreams into reality. The youth have gained jobs through startups, entrepreneurial loans, and have become Atmanirbhar. Farmers can sell their produce internationally and have been assured holistic support from beej to bazaar. Women now have increased representation at all levels and financial independence. And we have equal stakeholders in the progress of the country. The poor have been lifted out of poverty and now have a life of dignity. So, you know, you recall what the Prime Minister said? For me, 5 people who are important: women, poor, and you need to categorize them in a language which was like community neutral. So, I think it is, the campaign is telling me the way BJP is going to fight this election. I think opposition is going to be surprised at all the level. You know, they organized this Jan Nyaya Yatra because they didn't want to be seen sitting with Prime Minister in Ayodhya, as Digvijay Singh in a program in TV9 Bharatvarsh said, Tali bajane ke liye thodi na jayenge Ayodhya. Obviously, so they wanted to be seen by people doing different things.
Right.
But I think this time it's really going to be tough for them, barring couple of states, because things are not organized. You know, there needs to be a momentum, Sudha, you know, and
Yes,
more than
absolutely.
coming together. Elections are also about chemistry. It's not arithmetic, you know, it's not 2 and 2 makes 4.
Yeah.
One
yeah,
and one
yeah.
can, 1 plus 1 can make 11. You require
Absolutely.
chemistry for it.
Yes, and Kartikeya, I want you to, you know, before I let you go, you know, in between, it was ab ki baar Modi Sarkar. From there to now, कि सपने नहीं हकीकत बुनते हैं, तभी तो सब मोदी को चुनते हैं. What is the trajectory? How do you look at? That's done. Modi Sarkar is
This
done.
is a good question. You
Yes.
see, yes, this is a good question. The first election was on the governance, second was on national security, and the third is on delivery. This is on delivery. I have delivered what I promised you in 10 years. That's what Modi is saying. He is actually now taking the credit for it because he is going to make history. Only one person elected thrice in a row has been Jawaharlal Nehru, India's first Prime Minister. And Modi is saying that I have done the job and I have proved it. And now elect this government back. That's what he's saying. That's what the message is. The
And you
pitch
know-
has become different.
Yes, and now, you know, Kartikeya, if you see the clips of the film, the song rather, which has been unveiled, you see a lot of young women, you'll see a lot of older women. And in his, what he said, the 4 pillars, you know, गरीब, औरतें, पिछड़े, जितने भी हैं, ये हैं मेरे असली constituents. You think that, you know, I'm sorry, think is the wrong word. Are you convinced that the women are going to be a major factor, because we know the Ladli Behna thing, which what it did for Madhya Pradesh. So the thing is that, do you think that women are going to be a major pillar, a kernel of his entire campaign, as it were?
You know, I would say, you know, our politics was very, after 1947, was tuned to find marginality in some of the scheduled tribes and the listed scheduled castes. I think what Prime Minister has done is, he has created or touched chord with the marginals, cutting across caste, class and region. For example, when we talk about marginality, he has looked into those OBC categories which are themselves marginal in context to the big OBC communities. Smaller tribal groups who themselves are marginal within the bigger tribal groups. Women as a category who are marginal in decision-making process in a patriarchal society. So he has redefined marginality, urban poor, poor upper caste. So I think in his redefining of marginality is where the success of Modi lies. I would put it like that.